I will now call to order the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Governments Council meeting to order today, Wednesday, October 15, 2025. We would like for all cell phones and electronic devices used for communications to be silenced for the duration of the meeting. We will have an invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance by Mr. Danny Babbitt.
Heavenly Father, we come to you this hour asking for your blessing and guidance as we are gathered here to address matters at hand. We ask that you clearly show us how to conduct our work. Help us to work together and encourage us to challenge each other to reach higher and farther to be the best we can be, keeping the good of Terrebonne Parish in mind. We ask this in your name, Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Alicia, could you give us a roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Mr. Babin, Ms. Chauvin, Mr. Trusclair, Mr. Pleasure, Mr. Harding, Mr. Voisin, Mr. Amity, Mr. Champagne, Mr. Hamner. Mr. Chairman, you have a quorum present.
Thank you, ma'am. We have a note from the Honorable Mr. John Amady, Council Member of District 4, absent from this evening's council meeting. Please accept my apology for not being in attendance for tonight's council meeting. I have reviewed the agenda and I have made known my concern. I apologize for any inconvenience my absence may have caused. Thank you. Approved minutes of the regular council session held on September 10th, 2025. Moved by Mr. Champagne, second by Mr. Hamner. Any discussion? Members vote your machine. Motion passed 8-0. Approve the manual checklist from August 2025. Move Mr. Pleasure. Second Mr. Hamner. Any discussion? Members vote your machine. Motion passed 8-0. Distribute the minutes of the regular council session held on September 2024. We have done that. Approve the manual checklist for August 2025. We did not done that. Approve the accounts payable bill list 9/29/25, 10/6/2025, and 10/13/2025. Moved by Mr. Pleasure. Second by Mr. Hamner. Any discussion? Members vote your machine. Motion passed 8-0. General business A. Commendation commending the first responders of the Hero Fest event for their positive impact in Terrebonne Parish. Mr. Danny Babin.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure to read this to the guys and gals who participate in this. It's the City of Houma, Louisiana, Parish of Terrebonne, a commendation. Whereas on September 19th through 21st, 2025, the third annual Hero Fest was held, a fundraising event benefiting local area first responders and nonprofit organizations. And whereas Hero Fest was originally created by organizing several fundraising efforts into one large event with the goal of supporting local law enforcement, firefighters, emergency medical services providers, and other emergency response workers. And whereas funds raised through Hero Fest go towards scholarships for children of first responders, towards supporting families of first responders in times of need and other causes. And whereas Terrebonne Parish wishes to recognize first responders of Terrebonne and the Hero Fest event for their positive impact on our local communities and the parish as a whole. Now therefore be it resolved by the Terrebonne Parish Council on behalf of Parish President and the entire Parish Consolidated Government that first responders of Terrebonne be hereby commended on the recent success of the third annual Hero Fest and their efforts towards supporting local emergency workers and nonprofit organizations who serve and benefit our community. Signed by Parish President Jason Bergeron, Council Chairman Carl Harding, and endorsed by this entire council. If y'all want to.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Got it. Travis Terrio, 500 Honduras Street. I want to recognize our board, but first I want to thank y'all for y'all support and parish's support for making this event a success and helping out our organization. But to name off the board members and the individuals that make this happen is Captain Ronald McKay, TPSO, Lieutenant Neil Abbott, Houma PD, Lieutenant Philip Crabtree, TPSO, Lieutenant Colonel Stephen Bergeron, TPSO, Major Tim Lucas, TPSO, Battalion Chief John Poisson, Bayou Cane Fire Department, Captain Daniel Boulanger, HPD, Carissa Tanner of Waste Pro, Steve Ponville, TPCG, Seth Dodd of the District Attorney's Office, Bill Dodds, our Board Attorney, Operations Supervisor Brandon Bro of Acadian Ambulance, Lieutenant Colonel Brent Hidalgo, TPSO, Sheriff Tim Saunier, and on behalf of me, I want to thank all of these guys. But just to let y'all know where we're at with the success of our organization, like I said before, we have either earmarked or donated $100,000 in the first couple years of our event. And this year, by this time next year, we hope to double that and maybe even better. So early on, that was our goal. And now looking back at this past year, we realized the importance of bringing our community together and looking out at 16,000 people is the number we heard on the Saturday night. We hope to do that on a Friday, Saturday, and we'd love to see it on Sunday next year. But there's a lot of things that we've accomplished, and there's some things that we're very proud of, and it's mostly our partnerships that we've created. And it's the positive impact we want to have on the community through the business partnerships that we've created with the Houma Terrebonne Civic Center and creating a venue where everyone can profit. The future growth of our organization is of the utmost importance, and without your support, that wouldn't happen. But I want to read off the nonprofit organizations besides the first responders of Terrebonne that are involved in this event, and we support, and they're either there for informational purposes to get their message out or able to raise funds for their organizations. And there's all 501c3s. Crew of Cajuns, the Fraternal Order of Police, the Houma Police Association, Montague Fire Department, Special Olympics, Brothers in Blue, Extreme Athletics, Koto Volunteer Fire Department, the Children's Advocacy Center, HL Bourgeois Wrestling Team, Terrebonne High School Band, Ellender Memorial High School Band, Evergreen Junior High School Wrestling Team, Eleanor Clare Foundation, St. Anthony Knights of Columbus, May the 4th be with you, 4th Degree Knights of Columbus, Southdown Plantation, the People's Patriot, Woodmen of the World, K9 Officers Incorporated, United States Coast Guard, Pan Atlantic Foundation, Gulf Coast Social Services, Hash Grant, and Department of Children's Family Services. These are all some of the organizations that are involved, and I'm sure I missed some. But on my behalf, I want to thank y'all, and I think Sheriff Saunier wants to share a few words as well.
First of all, Tim Saunier, Gray, Sheriff. You can get that for the record. I guess he said Honduras, but anyway, thank y'all again for the support. This festival was a dream. I talked to y'all about it. But the most important part, it was to create an event because there's a lot of nonprofits, and he listed a lot of nonprofits. But I want you to remember, we put on a great show, a free show to our public. But there are so many nonprofits that get to flourish from this event. The venue draws the people, they get to raise money for their cause. We have the ability to raise money for our cause, but the term Hero Fest goes beyond just law enforcement, firefighters, first responders. Every single nonprofit that get out there to raise money for their cause are heroes. Special Olympics, water safety, survival. I can name a lot of them. He named some. But the point is, these are all nonprofits in our parish that do great things to try to help the community and our people. It was just an event that can highlight everybody. So I think it's a win-win for everybody, including our parish, and it's getting people from outside to come in to come enjoy the festival. But from the bottom of my heart, thank y'all. I appreciate it. And we look forward to next year. I think the dates are 18th, 19th, and 20th.
You got it right.
September.
That's it.
And some councilmen gonna want to say something. Mr. Babin, your light's still on?
No.
Okay. Mr. Pleasure? Oh, it's not on. Mr. Trusclair?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I want to thank you all for everything y'all do. You read up all these entities that benefit from it, and I'm sure that there's a lot more. And in fact, I'm hoping there's one more for sure, because we talked about a lot of high schools in the parish. And Tim, me and you being from Berg, I mean, I didn't hear South Terrible. Maybe you overlooked it, but
Well, I went to HL Bourgeois, but they were out there.
okay, but no, thank y'all for everything y'all do, and y'all such a big, tremendous help to everybody. So many different people and the agencies in the parish. Appreciate what y'all do. Thanks.
And since I got the mic one last minute, Toys for Tots, we're about to kick that off too. So whatever y'all can do there, again, we always
But
appreciate it.
Mr. Babin?
Thank you.
Yeah, we talked about how much the nonprofits made from this. They were able to realize for their. I think we talked the other day. Do you have a number, of some kind of dollar value that they themselves?
So we haven't totaled up all our numbers. The range we have, on the low end, we think they made $1,000 clear on the
Each.
weekend. The high end, some of them made as much as $6,000 for the weekend. But we haven't been able to total up all those events because each booth is individual, and it's kind of hard to get that in. We think the profit. I mean, guesstimating that probably $400,000+ is what that festival would generate. But I mean, we don't get nowhere near that.
No.
That's what the gross amount would be. But on the other hand, the venue that's created for these nonprofits where the opportunity wouldn't have been there before has always been the goal.
We're just using those numbers. You're talking about well over $50,000 that the
Yeah, that's right.
nonprofits split between themselves.
Correct. Yes.
That's a good accurate number.
Yeah.
Roughly, collectively, all other nonprofits raise probably $50,000 in their particular events. When they have an event, they're able to create a bigger event and make probably
Sure.
more money on that event than if they were just doing something on the
Again,
side.
thank you and the board for all that y'all do.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, one more time for the heroes. B, proclamation proclaiming Saturday, October 25th, 2025 as Light Up the Night Event Day. Mr. Brian Pleasure.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Okay. I have a proclamation here for Light Up the Night event that's going to be held. Okay, it's going to be held October 25th, 2025. And that proclamation reads as such: whereas the Light Up the Night event is an annual fundraising event hosted for the benefit of giving back to the community. And whereas the Light Up the Night event was first made possible through a partnership between Beacon Light of Homa and the Bayou Region Thrive as an effort to promote and provide for the community. And whereas last year funds raised were donated to several local nonprofit organizations who serve Terrebonne Parish in many ways. And whereas the Light Up the Night event also provides an opportunity for attendees to gather and share with others as part of the community. And whereas this year marks the Light Up the Night's second annual fundraising event to be held in downtown Houma with all ticket proceeds going back into the community. Now therefore be it resolved by the Terrebonne Parish Council on behalf of the Parish President Jason W. Bazron and the entire Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government, that Saturday, October 25th, 2025, be hereby proclaimed second annual Light Up the Night event day in Terrebonne Parish. And may the organizers be commended on their efforts to support and serve their community through this and other fundraising efforts presented this 15th day of October 2025. Signed by our parish president, Jason W. Bazeron, our council chairman, Mr. Carl Harding, and endorsed by this entire Terrebonne Parish Council.
Tanya Harris, 234 Chase Drive. So I want to thank you all today for the proclamation, but most importantly, I want to invite you all to come out to what we know is going to be a fantastic and amazing event downtown. I think, Noah, you came last year when we were setting up, and Mr. President was there joining in on some of the fun. You guys come out, see what the community is doing, and we certainly welcome you to come out. And I'll let Bishop tell you a little bit about the Grace Project, which is one of the projects that we poured a lot of resources in from the proceeds from Light Up the Night.
Again, we're certainly honored to be in front of the council and, of
Excuse me.
course, President Bergeron.
Excuse me, Bishop. Bishop, state your name and address.
I'm sorry,
State your name and address.
Herb and Andrew, 8 Tullery's Garden, Lane, Harvey, Louisiana. Again, we're excited and grateful, and we're just excited about what we were able to do last year. Even as we have adopted Beautiful Beginnings homeless shelter. We've adopted them, and with the proceeds from last year, we're able now to make sure that we went in and were able to redo all of the rooms for them. And even now, as occupants are leaving every 3 months, we go right back in. We let them take everything with them. And then, of course, we're able to go back in and set up the rooms for the new occupants as they come in, give them some honor and some dignity as they're transitioning from homelessness to a better position in life. And we've seen so far that the kids who are a part of it, the families who are a part of it, they have been tremendously impacted. And it's only because we're able to come together and share in this event. So again, thank you all for the support. Of course, again, last year, President Bergeron was there sharing with us, and we want to invite all of you. It's a community event. We come together as one family, and again, all of the proceeds, everything that we do, of course, is poured right back into the community. So thank you, and we look forward to having a great time on October 25th and seeing many of you sharing with us.
Hey, and I just want to share, and I'd be remiss if I didn't share it. I learned of this event by just word of mouth, and this year I couldn't get a table last year, and this year, as soon as I heard they had tables available, I called on vacation. I called Miss Harris and said, "Listen, I need to get a table no matter what." But it was ironic how I learned how a lot of people in this parish, we don't even realize that we're connected in ways, and if we don't get out and fellowship and take part in different events with other cultures and things like that, you'll never know. By way of, I called our human housing and human services director, Miss Kelly Bernardo, however you say her name, and she told me about a lady that was homeless, and she recommended her to Beautiful Beginnings. And I learned by going to church that this event that you guys put on is the actual place that she'd be going to with furniture and things like that. And since then, she's moved on, taking that stuff with her and stuff like that. So I'm just really proud to say that I'm glad to be a part of a community like this. with Heroes Fest, you guys, and what everybody does. And keep doing what you guys are doing.
Thank you very much.
Ms. Chauvin?
I would like you to tell us, like, what times does it start, where it's at, that kind of thing, because I missed that part of it.
Well, it starts at 6:30, 6 p.m., 6 p.m., October 25th, and it's right here in downtown Houma in Memorial Park. Memorial Park, we light up the entire area. It's absolutely amazing, wonderful ambiance. I promise you, you will definitely enjoy it.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Mr. Hamner?
Yeah, you got it? Yeah. Yeah. I was watching President Bergeron with his smile when y'all were having your picture taken. He's got some beautiful pearly white teeth. Make sure, Jason, that you're there, because if there's a blackout, all you need to do is smile and the whole park will be lit up.
Well, not only does he have a great smile, he can dance as well.
Oh!
You got to show up and find out.
Yep.
So, any more lights? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
1C, Ms. Sherry Roger, Terrebonne Parish 4-H Youth Department Parish Chair, would like to give a brief update of 4-H projects and introduce the staff to the council and administration.
All right, good evening. Cherie Roger, 876 Ferret Street. And my intention was to introduce one of our new employees, but he couldn't make it tonight, so we will be back with him. Most of you may know Barton Joe Frion, who retired in December. We finally hired a new horticulture agent, David Carlino. And so we'll come back to visit with all of you to introduce him in a minute. But I just wanted to introduce some of the programs that we offer for the citizens of Terrebonne Parish through education, outreach, development. We provide research-based support for local agriculture, youth development, nutrition and health education, and gardening and environmental stewardships. And our mission is to improve the quality of life of Terrebonne Parish residents by promoting economic growth, healthy living, and resilient communities. And for your reference, I did provide an updated parish profile for each one of you. It has our contact information, our new office address. Yay, we finally have our new office space that we would love for y'all to come visit us. And then just a little bit about what we do, just to make sure that y'all know what we do for the community. Tonight, I would like to recognize a few of our 4-H members. And so I'm just going to ask that you bear with me as I call them up to be recognized, because these are our future leaders. Hopefully one day they'll be sitting in your seats and leading our, right now, no, not yet, not yet. So first, I'd like to recognize 3 of our members who represent us on the state level as ambassadors. We have Sophie Fernandez as an equine ambassador, and I'm just going to have them come up and stand behind me for a minute. We have Rebecca Terrio as a 4-H shooting sports ambassador, and we have Michaela Rhodes as a 4-H wetland ambassador. These team leaders were selected to represent and promote their respective topics, the equine industry, the shooting sports program, and advocate for wetland conservation across the parish, region, and state levels. Each area board holds a statewide in-depth training session to build expertise on each topic. And they also engage in educational and service projects throughout the year, helping out at different events, just promoting their respective ambassador boards. So it's great to have 3 Terrebonne Parish youth represent us on the state level, going around in those different areas. So I have them here today. Our Terrebonne Parish horse exhibitors, our equine exhibitors, participated in our state show in DeRidder in July. So youth who participate in the 4-H youth program gain a wide range of valuable benefits that go far beyond riding and showing horses. They learn things such as responsibility, confidence, leadership, skill development, and friendships. The following horse exhibitors put in time and dedication in their horse project. And I'm going to call some names, and since some of them are not here, I'll just call their names, and then the ones who are here, I'll call their placing. So we had Ava Watson compete. We had Camille Pellegrin, Emmeline LeCompte, and Tanner Domain, Kinsley St. St. Pierre. Sophie Fernandez, who is here, placed fourth in Stock Horse Pleasure, fourth in Working Cow Horse, and I know y'all don't understand what all this is, but it's amazing. Fourth in Ranch Trail, second place in Ranch Riding, seventh place in Western Pleasure, second place in Western Horsemanship, third place in Open Trail, fourth place in Reining, seventh place in Western Horsemanship, and she also qualified to attend the Regional Horse Show competition in Perry, Georgia, and she attended that as well. We also have Ava Para. Ava, you can come up. Ava placed second in barrel racing and first place in stake race, and she was the overall high point timed event winner for 14 and over, so like the champion, big thing, for 14 and over in our timed event. So she earned, I think, a buckle and a saddle. Yeah. And she was also able to go to Perry, Georgia, but she qualified to go, but she wasn't able to go. We have what is called 4-H University during the summer, where youth attend LSU for 4 days. They compete in different contests. We work with them, or the 4-H agents on the parish level work with them to train them, to get them ready for competition. Okay, guys, so when I call you, you can come up. Visual arts contest. We had a first place state winner, Michaela Rhodes. She drew a picture, and I think she has it with her today. Michaela. Oh, right there. You want to go get your picture? She also won a trip to the National 4-H Congress in Atlanta, Georgia. She leaves the day after Thanksgiving to go on that trip. We had consumer decision making. Jada Lynn Dehart placed 10th on the state level. Fashion review, It's So You. Michaela Rhodes placed 8th on the state level. Outdoor skills individual, we have Rebecca Terrio here. She placed first on the state level, and she won an educational trip to Tennessee. And then on third place on the state level, we have Carter Neal. So they placed as individuals on the state level in the outdoor skills competition. As a team, we have Preston LeBlanc, Carter Neal, Kevin Kramer, and Logan Andrus, who placed third at the state level in outdoor skills. And then the second place team was Luke Landry, Alex Danos, Alex is here, Byron Peters, and Rebecca Terrio. They were the second place team. And then lastly, we had one individual who could not be here tonight, but I really had to share this. We had a 4-H member who was also coached by Coach Michelle for hunting skills. He placed at the state level in the top 4, won a spot on the state team for hunting skills to the national competition in Grand Island, Nebraska, and he won the hunting skills contest on the national level. His name is Coben Trosclair. He won first in archery on the national level, first in shotgun, third in rifle, and first overall in hunting skills. And Louisiana as a whole won the hunting skills competition, and Louisiana 4-H as a whole won the whole entire competition for shooting sports. So we appreciate your continued support and partnership. We're here for our community, for all of you. So like I said, stop by our new office, and thank you for your time.
One moment, please. Mr. Trusclair.
Yes, thank you, Cherie, and all of you, you competitors, really, yeah. You know, I have a vague memory because so long ago when I was in 4-H. So, but no, 4-H is really an underutilized activity in our parish. You know, not only our parish but throughout the country, because 4-H offers so much, and there's so much. And Coben Trosclair happens to be my nephew.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I'm really proud of him, and
Yes.
he can shoot,
Yes, he can.
and he is an outdoorsman big time. So thank y'all, and appreciate everything you and your staff and everybody does. Thanks a
Thank
lot.
Mr. Pleasure.
Thanks, Mr. Chair. Yes, I echo those sentiments too as well. It's some things that I've learned in the 4-H, 4-H thing. It was probably 3-H when I was in school, but the stock horse pleasure and the Western pleasure, I really like that. with that name, you know. But the most important thing here is I like those buckles these ladies have on. I have boots, so do you have to win something to get a buckle like that? So I guess I'm out then, right? But most importantly, I also heard something, and everybody else, it just kind of went by the wayside, but somebody's a hunting teacher or a coach or something like that. I didn't know
We
outside
do,
of,
our program cannot run without volunteers. We have several volunteers in this room tonight, and Miss Michelle is one of our shooting sports volunteers, absolutely.
Michelle, everything I've ever said, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Mr. Bergeron.
Yeah, I just want to congratulate these youth people that just amazing job following a YHEC program, 4-H. Happy they were able to get LSU Ag into the building by the municipal auditorium, and so just doing great things in our community. And as we continue to expand our 4-H program and do everything we can to help them out, so I just want to give them congratulations.
Yes,
Yeah, would like a
Uh,
picture. Yes.
I would like ask Mr. Leroy, could you get a group photo with him there?
And I will say, so whenever the air base is ready, when the arena's ready, we'll have these girls come ride so y'all could see what some of these events are.
I wanted to ask a question. You said your new building, I believe you let it out, but do you have an address to the new
Eight-
building?
Yes, next to the municipal, 876 Verret Street.
The old coroner's office.
Yeah,
All right.
and it's on the update sheet that I gave you.
Okay.
Split them up, you get the middle. Yeah, they'll kind of split it, yeah.
I guess we can stand.
Nope, shit, we need you too. We need you too. I don't want to be, need you too in it. Coach Neal? Thank you. Go ahead, Michelle.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Got it.
Congratulations.
Ms. Neal?
I just want to say that they may call me coach, but Coben Trosglair never needed me to coach him to get to where he was. He's just a natural born competitor.
Uh, You'll allow them to leave? Is that?
They're not going to get out.
Okay, 1D, presentation by Dr. Tony Weiss regarding the Mardi Gras Economic Impact Study for Terrebonne Parish. State your name and address, please.
Tony Weiss. I am a senior professor of practice in the economics department at Tulane University, 3313 Laurel Street in New Orleans. And I want to thank the council for allowing me to come and present the results of my economic impact study for the 2025 Mardi Gras season on Terrebonne Parish. My goal tonight is to kind of give you a sense of what those results are, and highlight why it's important for us to do these kinds of studies. I was commissioned by the Terrebonne Parish Economic Development Authority the summer of 2024. Cohen Guidry contacted me after I had done a similar study for Orleans Parish, most recently in 2023. I approached this study in very much the same way that I did the Orleans Parish study, recognizing that Mardi Gras is not just a celebration, but it is an economic driver of a community. I think quantifying the economic impact allows the council and the parish government and local business leaders and stakeholders to understand the dollars that are flowing into into the parish and into the city, the parish government to better plan for Mardi Gras. The methodology and the structure of this study, as I said, is like most of the economic impact studies that I have done. You start with a collection of the raw data, and in doing that, you have to keep in mind the potential pitfalls of an economic study, which is double counting, right? You don't want $1 to be counted more than once, and substitution impacts. And that's, the substitution impacts can be particularly apparent in an event economic study. From there, then you follow those dollars as they circulate through the parish, multiplying as they go. I collected the raw data through surveys. I had Nicholls State students along the parade routes over in Mardi Gras getting information from the parade attendees. I surveyed the crews. I surveyed the crew members. I did interviews with local business leaders. I relied on STR hotel data and Datify mobility data. And I also got some information through a public records request. So the headline results are that the total economic impact, and that again is just Mardi Gras, $24 million. It contributes an additional 130 plus jobs to the parish, increased household earnings of $7.6 million, additional sales tax revenues of over $700,000, contributing to a return on investment of $1.56. So for every dollar spent, $1.56 it comes back in terms of increased sales taxes. I want to emphasize that these are conservative results. Being an academic, it's really important to me that the study that I do is sound, and in so doing, I tend to err on the side of being conservative rather than kind of pumping up numbers unnecessarily. Three main sources of this economic impact come from the crews and the crew members themselves, as well as out-of-town visitors, the spending, the hotel revenues that they do when they're in town, and of course, the government support also contributes to the economic impact. From there, we have the ripple effect, which is what I call the multiplier. So every visitor comes into town, they stay in a hotel, they buy food, they rent a car or use a taxi service. All of that earnings gets turned around and respent in the parish, and respent, and it trickles through the economy. That's what brings us to that total economic impact of $24.4 million, about 0.34% of Terrebonne Parish's GDP for a single event. I think it's fairly substantial. Again, highlighting that return on public investment. So for every public dollar spent, $1.56 is returned in increased sales tax revenues. I don't believe that Mardi Gras in any community is staged as a revenue generator. That's not why we do it, but I think it's important for the council and for the parish and for the stakeholders and the residents to recognize that there is that return. Everybody is aware of the cultural value that Mardi Gras brings, but I think it's also really important to pay attention to that economic value. This is a evidence-based proof of economic and cultural value, and that these dollars are tied to the real people and small businesses and artisans and contributing to a community's sense of pride. So just as in summary, again, these numbers are conservative, true impacts are likely higher, and that this is not just a celebration, but an actual investment in Terrebonne Parish's economic vitality. And my contact information, should anybody wish to contact me, and I'm happy to take any questions that you might have.
Yes, Mr. Trusclair.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Weiss. Really enjoyed your presentation. It's really informative. It's something that, to my knowledge, probably one of the first official impact studies we've ever had done in the parish. And I like the fact that you emphasize that you did your study on the conservative side. So, we can only expect that it would even be more. And one thing that you didn't mention, and I'm sure it's not in your thing, in your study, but people from out of town that come into town, as you stated, they stay in motels and they eat at our restaurants and stuff. And at some point in time, they find something they really like and it brings them back at other times. Okay, so that economic impact generates not only during the Mardi Gras season. So, and I just wanted to thank you, and I appreciate, the efforts that you put into this and getting us some good hard numbers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Chauvin.
Yes. Thank you, Ms. Weiss. I appreciate the presentation. When you talked about hotels, so when you were asking about their stay, was it specific to like were you here from Mardi Gras?
I did, yes. So I had the students along the parade route, and one of the first questions was, are you local or are you from out of town? If they were from out of town, I then had the students ask them, did you come for Mardi Gras or did you come for another reason? And coincidentally, it was Mardi Gras. That's really important when trying to figure out what that economic impact study is. And so in this parade data, I actually took out all of the data for people who came to town not because of Mardi Gras, but happened to be here for Mardi Gras. That's one place where those numbers were conservative. So they were spending money here, but their main purpose was not Mardi Gras, and therefore I did not count them in this study.
Okay, so you did account for other events happening in that 2-week season. That's what I was just
Yes,
kind of wondering.
and in
So-
terms of the hotel data, so I did a lot of kind of scrubbing. So I got both the data on the hotel occupancy rates during the 2 weeks of Mardi Gras, this in 2025 and in 2024. And the one thing that makes Mardi Gras actually a little bit easier to study is that it changes dates throughout the year. So it allowed me to look at the exact same dates, which were not Mardi Gras in 2024. And I only took that marginal increase in revenues.
Okay, so something that's very, I mean, in my family, I know how it works. Like people come down, they stay with their family. So they don't
Right.
necessarily stay with hotels, but they do stay with their family and still spend money.
Yes.
How would you incorporate that in this?
I think that is actually really kind of difficult to try and
Right.
get at that spending because I can't find them per
Okay.
se. And I know a number of people in looking at my study talked about local spending. So I looked at the crews and the crew members and the out-of-town visitors, but I know there's a lot of local spending.
Right.
And the problem is double counting, wanting to make sure that I'm actually, that I haven't accounted for that spending somewhere else. We also have the substitution impacts that are really important, and that would be somebody who goes out and spends money along the parade route, but if they weren't spending those dollars at that moment, would they be spending those dollars
Right.
another, next week or the week after? Will those wash out then? And then I also would need businesses to actually give me real revenue numbers. And business leaders were more than happy to talk in percentages. I see this kind of percentage increase, but people don't really like sharing those exact revenue numbers.
No.
And so I found that's another space where this is really conservative because I recognize that there is this band of economic impact that I was not able to get at.
No, I appreciate it. It gives us a baseline, so at least we know where we're at on that point, and it can only go up. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Mr. Champagne.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Ms. Weiss. I was just wondering, you said you had done an economic study also in New Orleans. Does our return comparative to their return?
Theirs is a little bit more.
Mhm.
It actually has decreased over the years. My first study was in 2009, as there's been increased spending on the part of the city of New Orleans to make the Mardi Gras safe. That return on investment has gone down, but it's closer to the two. I don't actually remember the exact number,
just
but I
wondering
want to
if we were
say
in a
it's about
ballpark.
two. Yeah, it's about 250.
Thank you.
Mr. Bergeron.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank Tita for working on this and getting it together because I think it is valuable information. Tita is definitely a valued partner, and the other conversation we are having is working on what the seafood industry means for our parish, and they're working on that study next. So, thank you. I'm getting with you.
Any more lights? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Item 1E, a request for waiver of fees for the use of Barry P. Bonvolant Civic Center parking lot for the Rougarou Fest from the Louisiana Wetlands Recovery Center. Name and address, please, sir.
Jonathan Foray, 8358 Main Street. I appreciate the opportunity to come to answer any questions you guys may have about our request.
Mr. Hamner?
I'm gonna let Ms. Chauvin go.
Okay.
Okay, so I did have someone call me this week that was, wondering where I stood on it, on that part, and I have talked with Dean a good bit today. One of the things that I've also talked with Cohen with Tita is wondering if there is a way that we could possibly get and this would not be in time for you, so please do understand this is thinking broader at this point, but something within economic development to where instead of doing the waivers of this sort, it would be the economics of what's coming in, and that waiver would be brought to Tita, and then Tita would be able to give that money over to the Civic Center per each festival or nonprofit or something like that. But that's just something that was talked about today. But when I talked to Dean, and he did say, alluding to what Mr. Trosclair had brought up the last time, is that they had a $29,000 alcohol sale. They made 50% of that. And so when you're renting the parking lot, when they rent the Hero Fest rented the parking lot, it was like a 13,000. So at the end of it, they maybe made like 1,500. My calculations of that. And when I talked to Mr. Eshte, he said something about Rougarou having the Civic Center also take over alcohol sales, but I didn't hear that from you, so I'm not sure if that's even in your ballpark or what you're looking at. But I am looking at the things that we're having to cut back on here, and it's really kind of worrisome to me on that part of it, because I look at, like the capital outlay money that you were granted, and then the money since 2014 that the Rougarou Festival was granted. And I'm kind of wondering, in all that time with the monies that were made, I know that we're looking at a project, and Jason, if you could, I forgot the lake or bay or whatever it was, Raccoon, okay, where they're doing something there. I'm wondering if you would take on that project, and then we could possibly we could do the waiver then, because it would be a trade-off, and that's something that I would, I could see if you would take that on, then yes, I could understand doing the waiver at that point. But when we're having to cut everywhere, it's a little worrisome for me at this point. Do I think that what you do is important? Yeah, It is. It brings people here. I understand it. But if I can't get a road for people to drive on and I can't do the things that are necessary, then I have to pull back some. So that's kind of where I'm at with it, and not so much a question as it is, I mean, yeah, of course, the question is, would you want to take on that project? We would love that from the parish point, since you do a lot of wetlands, things. But that's really kind of where I'm at with it, on that, and I hope you can understand that.
I'm not familiar with the project, so just, I definitely want to look into it to see what all that
Okay.
entails.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Hamner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That was a good presentation that you just did, Ms. Chauvin, about the need for the money. And I'm sincere, yeah. Because that kind of leads into what I'm gonna bring up. Currently, we give a 25% discount to the 501Cs that use the main event building. And I am going to work with Ms. Neal, and if you want to chime in anytime you can, to change the ordinance to where that same across-the-board fee would go to the 501Cs that request the waiver of the parking lot, but it would be the same, so that everybody gets the same discount across the board. Rougarou Fest, Hero Fest, those are the two I can think of that currently ask for the waiver of the parking lot. And I think this way, the Civic Center gets some money, the 501C gets some help. So, yeah, it's not $7,000, or like with Hero Fest, I believe it was 10 or 13,000. I think they don't ask for it, but if they would ask for the discount, the American Cancer Society for their night is Relay for Life. Yeah, it would be $2,500 instead of $10,000, but they don't ask for it. Yours would be 20, with 7 times 5 is 30, whatever
Yeah,
it is,
yeah.
22,000 something.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna make a motion. If I get a second, good. If not, that I move to waive 25% of the Civic Center parking lot fees, rental fees for the Rougarou Fest in 2025, which is a similar discount to the non-commercial rate available to nonprofits for other parts of the Civic Center. And of course, it's subject to council approval. That's my motion.
And I'll second that, but maybe we want to let Mr. Champagne speak before we actually.
Oh, yeah, everybody got a chance to speak.
Okay, Mr. Champagne.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. So the only other thing I just wanted to add to the conversation is that the one thing that I think we're not always considering, because I have had extensive conversations with Jonathan, is that the things that they do in the relationship they have with the parish, besides just the Rougarou Fest, they run the museum, the money they collect is building the Wetland Discovery Center, and all that money goes back to the parish, because if they ever disband, guess who owns the property that they're developing? The parish owns it. So they're putting money back into the parish. It's not just straightforward the Rougarou Fest and what they do. They have a much more intricate relationship with the parish, and the employee, the running of the parish, the upgrade of the museum. So it's not a one-to-one. There is way more that they do for the parish, my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jason and them, but there is some relationship where they are improving things for the parish's buildings. So in the building that they're in, and the one that they're building behind the
Marriott.
Marriott, yes.
And if
I just want to add that to the conversation, that is part of what we should be considering too.
If I may I respond to that? What
Yes.
I'd like to do is invite the council after the festival is over to the Water Life Museum on a day that y'all are available, if it's a weekend, whatever, just to do sort of a presentation and show you the museum and explain that relationship that Kevin is talking about. If that is something that y'all want to learn more about, we're happy to do that for everyone.
That's a motion on the table by Mr. Ham.
I had one question. for
Okay,
Clyde.
okay.
Clyde, I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear all. I'm not disagreeing with the 25%. Is this for everyone or everyone who asked?
It would be for everyone who asked.
Okay, I didn't catch
Because not
that, I'm
everybody
sorry.
asked, okay?
No, and I understand
Um,
that.
And it would only be for 501Cs. Now, this motion is individual motion for tonight, but the ordinance will, that Michelle and I are gonna work on together. And Michelle, why don't you explain a little bit about the plan, if you can, so that they will know
Because-
what was coming up in the
Yeah,
future.
because before I get off the mic,
Uh-huh.
those that didn't ask in the past are now going to ask, okay?
And we did some
So the numbers
checking.
will start
We did some
extrapolating
checking.
out, okay?
Yeah, we did do some checking, and there are three major, they're Rougarou, Hero, and Relay for Life. And the information I got, Relay for Life will continue not to ask,
Okay, I just,
okay? So
again,
not, yeah.
I'm not against it, I'm just saying
know.
that we will have other
And
people ask
listen,
for it.
this, since you asked me, and yeah, this is supposed to make it the same for everybody, so that that ask for it, so that we don't have to say yes to one and no to another. And I got the idea from Mr. Foray, by the way. And Michelle, you want to add anything to this? Michelle
can.
actually wrote the motion for me.
Yes, sir. So before the meeting started, you had asked me about something you vaguely remembered in the code about discounts. And so I found the item that you were looking for, and it is specifically dealing with Civic Center. Right now, it's currently a discount for entities that are considered non-commercial, and non-commercials are defined as organizations that are nonprofit, tax exempt, and community service oriented, which operate in Terrebonne Parish and fulfill a public purpose. That the non-commercial rate is 75% of the base rental fee. Right now, at the Civic Center, the non-commercial rate only applies to Hall A or Hall B or both. It doesn't apply to the parking lot right now, but your motion essentially gives a waiver for that amount anyway. And then it also says that the non-commercial rates cannot apply to an event where they compete with commercial events, I guess on the same day. It's not really specific. And they can't apply to load in, load out, or rehearsal days. So any extra fees that are applicable to rehearsal days or setup and tear down days, the non-commercial rate does not apply currently in the code. You mentioned, I think, we'd have to talk more about what you expect to see
Sure.
from a
And
revision.
Yeah, but that would be coming up. Yeah, tonight it's just a waiver of 25%
Mhm.
instead of a waiver of 100%.
That's what you wanted to move for tonight, yes.
And of course, I'll be looking for input from the rest of the council for the future ordinance that hopefully that we can work on and kind of do this across the board.
Ms. Chauvin.
Candace, can you tell me the Civic Center, when we don't break even, where does it come from?
It's a transfer in from general fund. General
Okay.
fund is the only fund that can supplement the Civic Center.
And how much did we ask each department to cut in their budget so that, I mean, because we can't give raises across
So
the board,
we
so how much
didn't-
did we?
We asked departments that are in general fund and or receive a general fund supplement, so including the Civic Center. And we didn't do a certain percentage We had about 1.9 million that we wanted to cut out of that budget, and we took it based on a percentage of their total expenditures. So we didn't say 10% across the board or 15%. It was based on what their total expenditures
Okay.
were.
How much did the Civic Center have to cut?
If you give me a second,
Okay,
I can
sorry.
look that up.
All right.
It was about 43,500.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Hamner, could you repeat your motion?
All right. I'm back on? Okay. Yeah. All right. I move to waive 25% of the Civic Center parking lot rental fees for the Rougarou Fest in 2025, which is a similar discount to non-commercial rate available to nonprofits for other parts of the Civic Center, subject to council approval.
Motion by Mr. Hamner, second by Mr. Trustclair, that the 2025 Rougarou Fest would receive basically
25%.
25%.
1750, yeah.
1750, if that's their calculation, 25% discount,
Not a discount, a waiver.
a waiver.
Yeah.
A waiver. Okay then. Now, that motion is on the table, and Ms. Neal.
Just to clarify, the motion means that they would receive the 25% discount and have to pay 75% of the fee.
Waiver.
Waiver. They waived 25%.
Thank you. Waiver, not discount.
Yeah, right. Okay. Any more discussion? Members, vote your machine. Motion passed, 7-1.
Thank you all very much for that, and I hope to see you all at the festival this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Hope to see y'all there. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Foray, I just wanted to publicly congratulate you on your new child, Charlotte. She's beautiful. Yeah, we have a future parish president, our councilwoman.
Right. I appreciate that a lot. Thank
she's,
you. So it's been some sleepless nights as well as being sick and doing a festival. So it's been, I've been on the struggle bus for a minute.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that. Thank you.
Charlotte is almost a month or a little
She's
over a month.
Yep, she
a
just
month.
turned a month old.
And
Yeah.
she was born in Dallas, and
yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you so
again.
much, man. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you.
We can. Motion by Mr. Babin, second by Ms. Chauvin to go into 6:30 public hearing. Members, vote your machine.
Do we have to vote?
I'm
a yes.
Motion passed 8-0.
It don't work.
6:30 public hearing. An ordinance to amend the zoning map for Terrebonne Parish so that to rezone from a R1 single-family resident to R2 two-family resident at 127 Samuel Street, Houma, Louisiana. Iona L. Brown, applicant. First call public. Second call public. Third and final call public. Motion to close by Mr. Pleasure. Second by Ms. Chauvin. Any discussion? Members, vote your machine. Motion passes 8-0. Motion to adopt, Mr. Pleasure, second by Ms. Chauvin. Any discussion? Members, vote your machine. Motion passed 8-0. B, an ordinance to amend a certain portion of section 21 26 of Terrebonne Parish Code of Ordinance as it relates to the allowed hours for consumption of alcohol beverages in Rotary Centennial Plaza. First call, public. Second call, public. Third and final call, public. Motion to close, Mr. Champagne, second by Mr. Babin. Any discussion? Members vote your machine. Motion passed 8-0. Motion to adopt, Mr. Champagne, second by Mr. Babin. Any discussion? Members vote your machine. Motion passed. The proposed 2026 budget, five-year capital outlay budget. First call, public. No, just continue. Vote.
You gotta call public.
Yeah, all right. Second call, public. Third and final call, public.
Motion to close.
Motion closed, Mr. Babin.
No, motion to extend.
Motion to extend. Continue, yeah. We're here. As motion to extend by Mr. Babin, second by Ms. Chauvin. Any discussion, members, vote your machine.
Yeah.
Mm.
Sometimes you gotta watch what you wish for.
The chair would now
Motion
entertain.
to go back in the regular.
That was 8-0. You got the number? Yeah. Okay. 8-0. Motion to go back in the regular order by Mr. Babin, second by Ms. Chauvin. Any discussion? Members, vote your machine. Public wishing to address the council in accordance to section 2-07E of the Terrebonne Parish Home Rule.
We didn't do that.
We didn't do F?
No, we went to do it, but then we went into 6:30.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought we had, I'm sorry.
All right.
That's the only reason I did that.
Yeah, that is regular order F. Okay. Resolution authorizing the application for Louisiana Infrastructure Technical Assistant Corporation Matching Fund Grant Program. Need a motion? Motion.
Motion.
Motion by Ms. Chauvin, second by Mr. Champagne. Any discussion? Member vote your machine. Motion passed 8-0. Now we're in public hearing. Let me read this again. Public wishing to address the council. In accordance with the section 2-07E Terrebonne Parish Home Rule Charter, the public will be heard and can speak for 3 minutes and on any matter related to parish government without discussion or question and answers and non-agenda item. I have a speaker card. 2 speaker cards, right? Well, 1 speaker card, and I have Ms. Darlene Williams, a Gray resident, wishing to address the council regarding the parish tractor operators breaking the overflow pipe and ditches on Cortez Street and Hugh Street, and installation of sewer systems and speed bumps on Rosemary Lane. Name and address, please.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Darlene Williams. Address 312 Linda Ann Avenue, Gray, Louisiana, 70359. And I'm here to address the council about a few things here. Number one, I wanted to ask about the sewer system in Cortez. I think this is about my 3rd time mentioning that in the council meetings. I think the last time I mentioned it was July 29, 2024. We had the town hall meeting over, I think it was here. But I never heard anything back. I don't know what happened or whatever. And everybody's talking about it's 2025 and the sewer, they don't have city sewer back there. And everybody's asking me to, address it with the council. I don't know if anything hadn't been done because I come solo, or do I need to have 50, 60 people with me? I don't know. But anyway, and getting back to the tractors, parish tractors, they'll come and cut the grass in the ditch in Cortez. And what they do, they drop the cylinder deal, whatever it is, and they cut and it breaks everybody's overflow pipes. that's going from under the ground to the ditch. I know one person that did where I called Mr. Clayton Nakan, I called Mr. Ortego, and they took care of that one. Okay, now they came back again. I have pictures. They did the same thing on the other side on Hugh Street, and they broke the overflow pipe. I notified Mr. Ortego, and I notified Mr. Clayton Nakan. He called and spoke to me. He said they have cameras on the tractors, but I don't know what it's doing because they broke that. Because the lady sent me the pictures of the tractor and the overflow pipe being broken, but I haven't heard anything else yet. So I tried calling Miss Pilot, who I think she's like the adjuster or something, to see what they were going to do about that one, but I haven't heard anything back yet. So I wish you guys maybe can follow up on that for me or make a solution, some kind of solution to these tractors that, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what kind of training they have to run these tractors, but they're dropping the deal down in the ditch and they're just messing up everything. It doesn't have city sewer back there. And everybody's got an overflow pipe that's coming out into the ditch. So I think that needs to be, taken into consideration. The second thing I want to speak about is speed bumps for Rosemary Lane. I've witnessed a couple of kids almost getting killed by people coming.
Motion to extend, Ms. Chauvin, second by Mr. Babin. Members vote your machine. Motion passed 7-0. We got 1 minute. I'm in the green light. There you go.
Okay. So I'm asking if you guys can consider putting some speed bumps on Rosemary Lane before something really happened to the kids. I've seen a kid on a big wheel, on a little scooter, and they like little kids, like 5 and 6 years old. And when they coming back there going 30 miles an hour, and it's a dead end, it's very dangerous. So I think speed bumps would be very, very helpful for everyone. If y'all can at least consider doing that. How that sound? Okay. Cause I'm because I'm always coming and advocating for everyone, but seems like nothing gets addressed. I don't know if I'm supposed to have 50 or 60 people with me, but I come solo. But they're like, did you go? Yes, I went, but nothing gets taken care of. And I know when you guys campaign, y'all give us a lot of promises and everything, but I've never seen anything get done that I asked for. So I really wanted to address that, let y'all know that.
Mr. Babin?
So I hope that.
Yeah. Ms. Williams, since it is an agenda item, we can give you an answer on this. As far as the speed humps, we don't do speed bumps anymore. Mr. Chris Belaski, who's sitting right back there is a process that the people are on a street, and I apologize, I don't remember all of the procedures that you have to go through, but the onus is actually on the residents. There's a form that you have to fill out. You have to do a survey of the people in the neighborhood. You have to get a certain percentage, which I think is 75% of 85% of the people in the neighborhood to do it. So Mr. Pulaski sitting back there, he could direct you to find out how you could start that process. Okay, I just wanted to let you know there is a process. This was approved a number of years ago. There was so many that could be done in each county, and most people don't want to do the work to get it in.
Right.
I think we've only done 3 maybe out of a possibility of 90, Chris, something like that.
Well, once we get it initiated, I'm adamant to get it.
Well, again, it's something that the residents of that particular,
Yes.
and it may be more than your street. So again, I don't have I don't remember all the particulars, but there is a process.
Cool. Okay. And anything about the sewer system in Cortez? Nothing.
No.
No answers on that.
Mr. Champagne, you want to say something?
Yeah, so I just want to follow up on what Mr. Danny was saying. The administration actually changed that process a little bit. They actually do a study, and then they do some speed control. You're gonna go through it all? Okay. All right.
So we are doing a test right now to look at changing the process, right? We hadn't decided anything yet. It's gonna come to the council for it to be decided. Because right now it pretty much goes straight to a speed hump. So the conversation of putting some monitoring devices out that goes through a process of adding select enforcement and those kind of things to figure out, and that we don't jump straight to the speed hump, that it might be a speed table, there might be some striping, it might be a few other things. So we're doing some tests right now. I've added that street to the list for us to use that as a test option. And this is based on a study that we found in another parish and trying to apply some things to our parish that we don't go straight to speed humps. Because one of the things that our first responders say all the time is that that it damages vehicles, it slows response time. So there's a balance that we have to make sure we look at when it comes to speed humps, and that's what we're doing through this process. So we're gonna do a few tests and then bring it to the council to say, hey, we got an idea of a new process. Let's look at that. To come back on the other part, the names that she's mentioned, those are with our claims department. We're gonna go through our claims process. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's not, but we're gonna gather all the information and make sure that if we are damaging things, that we're gonna repair it. And that's something that I'd have to get the research on to see where exactly we are on that specific claim, but we will definitely check it out. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So on the sewer side too, since I forgot to mention this, we are getting ready, or we have kicked off a wastewater study. And that study is related to the CBGR funds. That study goes out and looks at if we were to add a road, a neighborhood, a few houses, parish-wide, what that means for that area, plus the north and south treatment plants, and what improvements we'd have to make there. And once we gather those numbers, then we're able to say, list priorities and go through and say, okay, we need to work on getting the funding to get the first, second, third priority down the list going. And so once we get that wastewater study complete, we'll be presenting that and been able to move forward with some of that stuff too.
Okay, because I will be back if not. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, Miss Williams.
Yes.
These guys actually have spoke. But we're also working on something that I'm still pressing on, is the fact that when you make your complaint, and any other citizen in Terrebonne Parish make a complaint, we want to be able to follow up on that. So we are close to completing that. And then we want everyone that's involved that's accountable. You know what I mean? I read that you were coming, you didn't call me, but then the issues that you were coming about has to come up here, and I'm glad you came, because we have to get forward with this system, whereas a citizen is coming, and I think I had a phone call today in reference to I had to do another follow-up, and the phone calls are not coming in. So not just me, but then those supervisors or these citizens, we want to give the citizen an opportunity to follow that complaint and how well we're doing. That would, I would think that would give us a grade where we'd be able to see how we providing services to certain, to our citizens. So we'll be able to grade ourselves, and we're looking forward to that. And I appreciate you for coming up here.
Yeah. Jason, did you ever get a chance to evaluate what I was telling you about by Corner's Casino up there, that light going to Nichols?
That's a
The last thing I talked about when it
different
turned
subject.
right going
Different
on.
subject.
I know, but I was just. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank y'all.
Speaker card, Ms. April Wallace, in reference to roads, recreation, park, and leadership. Name and address.
Good afternoon. I want to speak on the recreation park. I want to speak on the park on Audemars Street, and with the $2 million that the parish have, I would like to see things for the kids out there, slides, swings, whatever they could put out there. I need to see that out there. Another thing is the off of Percy Gabriel Road. It have that baseball park. I would like to see some stands out there, because the kids go out there and play baseball, and the parents have to sit in their car to watch their kids play. So it should have some benches out there for them to sit on to look at their kids. And we shouldn't have to keep coming up here for the same thing, on the east side. Is nothing be done on the east side, but you guys always talk about in the front of the courthouse. Y'all want to praise the courthouse in that area. That's not the only area in Terrebonne Parish. So if you got the money, use the money and use it the right way, not in just places where you think you want to use it and then the other people go undone, because everybody's supposed to be a part of Terrebonne Parish. So Terrebonne Parish need to work for the people and not for their select family, friends, or co-workers or anything. Work for the people. The second thing is leadership. I think we have bad leadership. The head of Terrebonne Parish is not leadership. And that's my opinion, and I won't change it. There's no integrity. There's no clear communication. There's no accountability. There's no vision. There's no empathy, and there's no flexibility. And I'm going to point out, I understand you say no name calling. I have went to Jason's office 7 times to talk to him. I spoke to his secretary, and I never get a call from Jason. I don't need no apology, because at this point, it don't mean nothing to me. Absolutely nothing. You could go, you could parade yourself around everything else, but you can't get back to where you need to get back to. And it's totally wrong. And in my heart, you are racist. You are racist. No, I'm not going to stop, because y'all know what he did.
You cannot actually go at anyone. Your time has expired. It has to be motion for you to get the other minute. Mhm. All right. Thank you. Mhm. You have to be quiet, ma'am. Mm. 3, community reports. 3A, community development and planning, Ms. Kim Chauvin.
I make a motion that the council accept and ratify the minutes of the Community Development and Planning Committee held on October 13th, 2025, and have 39 condemnation hearings and 1 public hearing. Calling the condemnation hearing on the following residential mobile homes, residential structures, accessory structures, and commercial structures on Tuesday, October 28th, 2025, at 5:30 p.m. 1170 Barrow Street, 1302 Daspit Street, 217 Jean Ellen Avenue, 105 Avett Street, 430 Fieldcrest Drive, 7711 Highway 56, 5639 Bayou Drive, 202 Chauvin Street, 142 Marjorie Street, 101 Charlotte Street, 503 Hazel Boykin Street, 5426 West Main Street, 1209 Wallace Street, 151 Millennium Avenue, 4808 North Bayou Black Drive, 185 Petrie Street, 116 Spencer Road, 317 East Woodlawn Ranch Road, 176 Crochettville Road, 122 Samuel Street, 137 Petrie Street, 529 Mormon Street, 804 Aragon Road, 4760 Highway 56, 4867 Bayou Drive, 4721 Highway 56, 105 Cypern Drive, 625 Pecan Street, 1824 Himalaya Avenue, 7449 Main Street, 128 Columbus Street, 8901 Main Street, 237 Peters Street, 207 Chauvin Street, 103 Ashland Drive, 4784 North Bayou Black Drive, 601 Mariner Street, 1114 Daspit Street, 385 Cleveland Street. Public hearing considering the introduction of an ordinance authorizing the parish president or his designee to execute on behalf of TPCG as intervenor an assignment of the non-warranty act of donation from options of independence to the South Central Regional Affordable Community Housing Authority, SCRACH, and for the matters relative thereto, and call a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, October 29th, 2025 at 6:30 PM.
Moved by Ms. Chauvin, second by Mr. Champagne. Any discussion, members vote your machine. Motion passed 8-0. Public service, Mr. Voisin.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I make a motion that the council accept and ratify the minutes of the Public Service Committee held on Monday, October 13th, 2025. And I have one public hearing. An ordinance to enact a new Article 19 and new Section 2-590 under Chapter 2 of the Terrebonne Parish Code to provide a process for citizens to apply for abandonment of public servitudes, right-of-ways, and other dedicated properties which are no longer useful or needed for public purposes, and to reserve Chapter 2, Article 18, Sections 2-571 through 2-589, and call a public hearing on Wednesday, November 19th, 2025 at 6:30 PM.
A motion by Mr. Voisin, second by Mr. Trustclair. Any discussion, members vote your machine. Motion passed 8-0. Mr. Pleasure.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I make a motion that the council accept and ratify the minutes of the Budget and Finance Committee held on Monday, October 13th, 2025, and I have 8 public hearings. Number 1, consider the introduction of an ordinance to amend the 2025 adopted operating budget of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following items. Item number 1, Terrebonne Council on Aging, $61,000, and calling a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, October 29th, 2025 at 6:30 PM. Item number 2, consider the introduction of an ordinance to amend the 2025 adopted operating budget of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following item. Item number 1, Section 8 Voucher Program, $22,043, and call a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, October 29th, 2025 at 6:30 PM. Item number 3, consider the introduction of an ordinance to amend the 2025 adopted operating budget of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following item. Item number 1, Keep Louisiana Beautiful, $6,438, and calling a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, October 29th, 2025 at 6:30 PM. Item number 4, consider the introduction of an ordinance to amend the 2025 adopted operating budget of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following items. Emergency preparedness, $10,435, and call a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, October 29th, 2025 at 6:30 PM. Item number 5, consider the introduction of an ordinance to amend the 2025 adopted operating budget and the 2025 5-year capital outlay budget of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following items. Shriver Overpass, $263,960, and calling a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, October 29th, 2025 at 6:30 PM. Item number 6, consider the introduction of an ordinance to amend the 2025 adopted operating budget and the 2025 5-year capital outlay budget for the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following item. Item number 1, Bayou Terrebonne Pump Station, $10,000, and call a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, October 29th, 2025 at 6:30 PM. Item number 7, consider the introduction of an ordinance to amend the 2025 adopted operating budget of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following item. Houma Police Department, $1,160, and call a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, October 29th, 2025 at 6:30 PM. Item number 8, consider the introduction of an ordinance to amend the 2025 adopted operating budget for the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following items. Item number 1, Dedicated Emergency Fund, $21,414,424. Item number 2, Dedicated Emergency Fund, $1,877,007. Item number 3, Dedicated Emergency Fund, $165,902, and call a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, October 29th, 2025 at 6:30 PM.
Moved by Mr. Pleasure, second by Mr. Babin. Any discussion, members vote your machine. Motion passed, 7-0. Street lights, approve street lights installation, removal, and activation. Well, as per, Mr. Champagne, second, Mr. Babin, members vote your machine. Motion passed 7-0. 5, appointments to various boards, committees, and commission. Recreation District Number 10 Board, one expired term. Mr. Harold Turner expresses his interest in being reappointed.
Motion to open, close, and appoint Mr. Turner.
Motion to open, close, and appoint Mr. Turner, Harold Turner, by Mr. Pleasure, second by Mr. Babin. Any discussion? Members vote your machine. Motion passed 7-0. Consolidated Water Works District Number 1 Board, one expiring term. Mr. David Godet submits application and resume for consideration.
Motion to open, close, and reappoint. Excuse me, no, it's not a reappoint, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Motion, close, Mr. David Godet, appointment.
Yeah, appoint. Motion by Mr. Babin to open, close, and appoint Mr. Godet, second by Mr. Hamner. Any discussion? Members vote your machine. Motion passed 8-0. Coastal Zone Management and Coastal Restoration Advisory Committee, 3 expiring terms on 10/31/25, one representing commercial fishing, representing the public, and one representing recreational fishing. Mr. Barry Soutier, representing recreational fishing, expresses his interest in being reappointed. Mr. Marvin Stewart Jr., representing the public, expresses his interest in being reappointed. Motion by Mr. Trustclass, second by Mr. Hamner, that we open, close, and appoint Mr. Soutier and Mr. Stewart, Barry Soutier, Marvin Stewart. Mr. Soutier is representing the recreation and fishing. Mr. Stewart is representing the public, and hold the commercial fishing later. Any discussion? Members vote your machine. Motion passed 7-0. HACVB, 2 expiring terms on 12/31/25, one representing the civic nonprofit organization and one representing historical culture. Ms. Marcia Scobie, representing the civic nonprofit organization, expresses her interest in being reappointed. Ms. Mary Guidry, representing the historical culture, submits application and resume for consideration. Motion by Mr. Trustclair, second by Mr. Hamner. That the open and close and appoint, reappoint Ms. Scobie and to appoint Ms. Guidry. Any discussion? Members vote your machine. Motion passed 8-0. Item E was pulled and was in reference to the Downtown Development Corporation, 5 expiring terms on 11/1/25, each representing the following entities: 2 representing the parish president, 1 representing the ENH com slash Keep Terrebonne Beautiful, 1 representing the EDAB Council, and 1 representing the Convention Bureau, 1 expired term representing the Historical Society, and 1 vacancy due to resignation representing the Terrebonne Garden Club. Ms. Karen Schilling had applied for representing the Garden Club, submitting an application for a resume. That item was pulled. Number 6, monthly engineering reports, as per Ms. Chauvin, second by Mr. Trusclair, any discussion, members, vote your machine. Motion passed, 7-0. Vacancies in various boards and commissions, committees and commissions. Recreation District 3A Board, one vacancy due.
Alicia, what? 7A.
7A? Oh, completely. Thank you, Mr. Leishman. Number 7. A council member requests discussion on Council C. Hamner wishes to make a statement regarding the potential open meeting law violation.
Yeah, I just, it's kind of difficult because I placed this item on the agenda to address the complaint that was filed by the parish president with the Attorney General's office. And after review, the Attorney General, she has dismissed the complaint, confirming that any potential open meeting law violations were already addressed by the council and no further action was necessary as far as that goes. For me, this affirms that the council handled all the procedures accordingly and appropriately. But despite the procedural ruling by the AG, that complaint included questions about the integrity of myself and members of the council. Yeah, I serve on a board in Baton Rouge. It's the State Board Retirement Board, and I'm chairman of the investment committee for that board, and I'm vice chairman of the whole board. It's the largest state retirement system in Louisiana, and it provides the income for 87,000 retired teachers. Never have I been questioned. That serving on that board requires a high degree of integrity and fiduciary responsibility. And in 24 years serving on that board, have never been questioned about my integrity or my ethics. I have a long standing of 24 years on that board, and it's never been challenged. Jason, although I value our shared history, I disagree with the characterization you made in that complaint. It's both troubling and unfounded to me. Neither was it considered an issue by the Attorney General because she made no ruling on it. However, your actions have impacted our professional relationship, and I hope that one day you can clarify those points and restore the mutual trust that we once had. While it's important to address misunderstandings, we should also be prioritizing open communication and transparency. This would strengthen our working relationship. Now, I always try to find something positive out of every negative. So I do view this experience or ordeal, whatever you want to call it, as an opportunity to improve how we communicate and collaborate. Emails and agenda items just aren't enough. They're not sufficient. And I'd like to suggest that we establish some regular discussions, and maybe even small groups of 2 or 3, so that we stay in line with the legal requirements. Covering topics such as budget planning, community outreach, and procedural updates. These things would provide an open forum for discussion. We could share our insights and ensure that the council's input is valued. The reason why I say this is because, to me, this is where it all started. Lack of knowing what was coming up till the last minute. In closing, I want to express my respect for the council and our shared commitment to serving our community. Our professional paths have crossed in various ways, including during my tenure as an educator. Yeah. And I appreciate the dedication and integrity that the council has. I hope we can continue to work together and focus on the well-being of our parish, and I know we can, and provide effective service for our residents. That's all.
Mr. Benjamin?
So, Mr. Hammond, I just want you to understand, I definitely didn't take that lightly when I did what I did. And it was mostly driven from the conversations that I received from our constituents after it happened. There was a lot of conversation about were public rights broken, and that, you know, with the whole conversation of, again, it being an open meetings law and the rules that we have to adhere to by open meetings law. So in a situation where, you know, I get feedback, I have conversations, at the end of the day, that's the person that can tell us what's right or wrong. You know, I got the same document. The document said that the council ended up working itself through the process, but that's also related to the fact that administration directed the attorney to push forward, right? Through us saying push forward, that doesn't hold up the bond process. It doesn't hold up projects for our residents because of a disagreement between council and administration. And so at the end of the day, just trying to do what's best for the parish to make sure that our residents' rights are protected when it comes to open meetings and those laws that we have to adhere to. We put it to where it went and got a response. And so, again, I felt like that was my responsibility to the residents, especially hearing from residents or who I represent, saying that they felt that this was warranted. So with me, it's never personal. It's just making sure that not only myself, but everybody that works for me and everybody that I think is up here, that when it comes to the rules like this and things that could potentially be an issue, that we get it straightened out. And that was all of my intent. So I just wanted to share my thoughts.
Can I respond real quick?
Sure.
Okay. Take a light off, Steve. Readdress your light. Thank you, Mr. Hammond.
It was personal. You attacked my integrity and the integrity of these council members. You accused us of things, not just open meetings law. You accused us of other things in that complaint that cut deep. And you didn't have to do that. You wanted to know whether or not we violated the open meetings law. You threw in a lot of other stuff that had no bearing on the open meetings law. That's it.
Ms. Trushcliffe.
Yes, thank you. Mr. President, you stated you had serious concerns about us violating open meetings laws, but yet you pushed for the Attorney General to move forward. So it's either or. Did we violate it, or do you want to push forward? You can't have it both ways. So, I mean, either you saying in your heart of hearts you thought we did something wrong, we violated the laws, but on the other hand, it wasn't that important for you because you want to move forward anyway. So, I mean, you sending mixed signals out anyway, as you always do. Thank you.
Mr. Benjamin.
I figured the AG would straighten it out. At the end of the day, I wasn't going to slow projects up for our residents because if it wasn't correct, the AG would have undone it all. So it wouldn't have been me holding it up. It'd have been the AG undoing it. So at the end of the day, residents are my number one priority. I never make it about me and it can about being personal. Everything I'm always trying to do is what's best for the residents and moving Terrebonne Parish forward. And no matter what I do, some people just don't like it.
Mr. Bannon.
Yeah, you know, and as I read the AG's opinion, the AG said that this council corrected what they did. I read that as they said, we did violate an open meetings law, but we corrected it on the Wednesday night. So again, things can be interpreted in a lot of different ways. From your angle of personal, Clyde, I'm not addressing that. I'm just addressing the fact that the AG said that this council corrected. You check the word corrected, it means changed or fixed. So, thank you.
Mr. Wazan.
Yeah, just to clarify, what the AG said was if it was deemed to have wrongdoing, it was corrected. That's what was said. It never was said that there was wrongdoing and it was corrected. That never was said in that letter. I just want to clarify that's what was said, that if there was, it would have been corrected. There was nowhere in that letter that the AG stated that there was wrongdoing, And look, let's just be clear. What our attorney recommended was not to make that motion, okay? We got to be real clear on the details. So every council member that voted yes or voted no, anybody that didn't abstain can all be held accountable for that vote because it wasn't about the voting, it was about the motion itself. So I just want to be real clear that this wasn't just 5 members that voted yes. This was 9 council members. This was 9. This is an opinion from the AG's office to me when I contacted them to talk to them about what was going on. And that's how it was explained to me. I wholeheartedly agree with Mr. Hamner as far as the parish president's concerned and the accusations and things that he made in his letter to the AG that had no bearing on any decision that was going to be made. So to even make the statement that it's not personal, I mean, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. How could that not be personal? Particularly when it's rumor and hearsay. No firsthand information, none. I mean, how can this not be personal? Somebody needs to explain it to me like I'm a 12-year-old, because I don't get it. How you can sit there and say it's not personal with the accusations you made about many council members up here. Not 5, many. You need to reconsider what you're saying, and you need to reconsider it today, because it's wrong, Hoss. It's wrong. What you did was wrong. Now, if you wanted to send it, send it. But all that additional stuff that you have no knowledge of, you got to be kidding to sit there and say that's not personal. You know it's true. I know it's true. That's a fact.
Well, before I recognize these 2 lights right here, I want to say this. At the end of that letter, what was most important to me, no further action is taken. So I recognize Mr. Hamner, and he's actually had an agenda item here. Now I recognize Mr. Babin.
Yeah, I just want to clarify. I also spoke to people in the AG's office, and they differ from what you just got through saying. All right, a no vote, an abstention is nothing more than a no vote. Okay, so again, that's why it's called practicing the law. Okay, there's not an absolute. If you talk to 100 different attorneys, we possibly could get 100 different answers. But the point still remains is the letter said it was corrected. And to me, that implies there was a wrongdoing, but we took care of it. So let's move on from there. We want to keep bringing up the past here. We talk about working together. Let's work together and move forward. Thank you.
Mr. Bergeron?
Yeah, so Mr. Clayton, since you addressed me, I hate to tell you, you just don't know me because I don't take things personally. This is about the parish. What I could take personally is whenever you called me a liberal, a girl, said I had a mental health issue, and other things that you said outside that at the end of the day, that seems very personal. And I appreciate showing the public tonight how personal some of this stuff is, because the public sees it. The public knows the people that are against me on a regular basis, I could cure cancer and it wouldn't be good enough. But that's okay. I got God by my side, and I put my head down on my pillow every night, knowing I did the best job I could. And no matter what I do, there's people on this council that won't like it, won't approve it. And it's no different than what we're dealing with at a federal level with government and our shutdown right now, except I just deal with the same stuff here locally, and the residents see it. And that's all I got to know and see.
Okay, and that's wonderful. Again, from the chair, the opinion said no further action is taken. I'm rather liberal sitting in this chair as a chairman. A lot of other times people will call point of order. I'll try to allow people to be very freely with their speech, as long as they're respectful. And if we're going forward, we have to look at what the subject matter was in reference to this particular agenda item. So we're going forward to item number 8, vacancies in various boards and committees and committees and commissions. A, Recreation District 3A Board, 1 vacancy due to resignation. Recreation District 5 Board, 2 expiring terms, 11/27/25. Recreation District number 7 Board, 1 expiring term on 11/27/25. Fire District number 5 Board, 1 expiring term. Coastal Fire Protection District Board, 1 expiring term. Bayou Blue Fire Protection District Board, 1 expiring term. Downtown Development Corporation, 5 expiring terms. And on 11/1/2025, each representing the following entities: 2 representing the parish president, 1 representing ENH, Keep Terrebonne Beautiful, 1 representing the EDAB Council on 1 representing the Convention Bureau, 1 expiring term representing the Historical Society, Consolidated Waterworks number 1, 1 expiring term. Homer Board of Adjustments, 1 expiring term. Veterans Memorial Board, 1 expiring term representing the parish president. South of the Intercoastal Coastal Zone Management Coastal Restoration Advisory Committee, 1 expiring term on 10/31/25 representing the commercial fishing. Children and Youth Service, 1 expiring term on 11/8/25. 3 expiring terms on 11/26/25, and 1 expiring term, expired term. Planning Commission, 1 expiring term, 11/30/25. Airport Commission, 1 expiring term, 11/28/25. Municipal Civil Service Board, 2 expiring terms on 11/29/25. Number 9, announcements, Parish President.
Yes, sir. I got a few things. So, like Mr. Foray talked about, Rougarou Fest, Friday, October 17th to Sunday, October 19th. That's at the Civic Center, and they got a bunch of great things going on, including a parade on Saturday night. So, we have a town hall in East Homa on Tuesday, October 21st at the East Homa Gym. This will be our last town hall of 25. We'll start back up in Chauvin in January of 2026. We hold these across the parish. We want to make it convenient for residents, but any resident from any area can attend any town hall. And in the interim, if there's any issues, I always tell people, make sure you just call our departments, report the issues, and we'll make sure we get on top of them. We have our Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government Go Pink Day, Wednesday, October 22nd. Invite council members to come do that also. It's something that our Human Resources Department puts on to raise money for American Cancer Society. All proceeds go towards the Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Bake sale, hot dogs. This year, we're actually including the weenie spaghetti. We have a half and half raffle, and make sure that, again, you can actually place your pre-orders for any of that food. A lot of great sweets, and the stuff goes quick. And I just appreciate what our team's doing to support cancer research. On Saturday, October 25th, is the Croatianians Fall Festival, Blocktoberfest in the Courthouse Square, and then the Light Up the Night program at Memorial Park, which is an amazing program. A little dancing, a little food, and that's going to be the same that night at 6 o'clock on October 25th. Within the next week, and this is something I'm going to start doing and announcing here, all the conversations we've had about the Civic Center and all the money that we need to save and or address. So within the next week, I'm going to be sending out an ordinance on fees of Municipal Auditorium and Dumas Auditorium, ordinance to update the Cultural Facilities Code, which includes the increases to the fees at the Civic Center, and renaming the Hancock Whitney Bank Building as the Donald Don Schwab Center of Business and Government. So those things will be coming out to y'all guys soon. And we like to get these things out before they go to the agenda. So if there's any questions, you guys can reach out and talk about them. And hopefully we can move things forward. So thank you and God bless.
Ms. Chauvin.
I just want to remind people, like, we have these condemnation hearings that are coming up on October 28th. If you can't make it to that meeting, or if you're doing something different, like you need to speak to one of your council members, you can always reach them, and that way you may not have to come to that meeting beforehand. That way you can take care of business and have that conversation, as some have been doing in the past. And that's really all I had on that part of it. Thank you.
Any more? Motion adjourned by Mr. Trustclass, second by Ms. Chauvin. Member vote your machine. 8-0, motion passed.